Guys, what's up? Darcy here at 6 Strings 9 Lives, back for a CD vinyl update. Before we get started today, I have been invited over to join my good friends over at the Contacted Blood channel for a live stream this Saturday, February 12th. I'll leave a link in the description. You know, a lot of time zone changes. I mean, there's a 6-hour difference between where I am and where they are. So just check out the link in the description, hit the reminder button. It'd be great if you joined us. We are going to have a, by the way, if you're not familiar, it is a collaboration channel between Andy, Cloudy Milder, Metal Mickey, Mike, Mark G with a C, and Scott the Rock Scout. Four of my good friends, great channels too. Yeah, just like I said, click the link in the description, set the reminder so you don't miss it if you'd like to join us for a drink. We're going to be discussing collecting music, the pros and cons, you know, the craziness that goes with it, the fun, the passion, you know, the reason we're here too. So anyways, update time. I have quite a few on vinyl today and a couple CDs and maybe even 1 or 2 cassettes. We'll see how we're doing for time. But today we're going to start off with the brand new release, just released Friday. One of my all-time favorite traditional metal bands, new wave of British heavy metal, you know, top 3 up there with Maiden and Priest, is Saxon. 23rd studio album released here this past Friday. This is called Carpe Diem. I just love this cover. It's very simple. I love the landscape, and if you've actually folded out, the whole thing just shows a whole shot of the landscape. And here's a band shot, Biff Byford and the boys. Just another solid album. In my opinion, I've had a chance to listen to it quite a bit. And I would say, well, is it as good as Thunderbolt? Not quite, but that does not mean this is not a good album. And I guess I could just explain myself a little bit. Thunderbolt, to me, there is about 5 to 6 tracks that really stand out. At least 5 do. You know, you have Thunderbolt, Sons of Odin, They Played Rock and Roll. Those are just real standout tracks to me. A little bit heavier than this album too, but this one, it is just solid all the way through. There's a few standouts for sure. Name a few tracks here, and yeah, 23 studio albums, still doing, in my opinion, quality material. You know, into the early 70s. I think Biff is probably 71, turning 72. You know, hey, keep going, guys. I don't, like I said before, I don't give a shit how old you are. Just keep going, because I'm loving it. Anyways, the lead-off single called Carpe Diem sees the day, which is the title track. Awesome track. A couple other favorites of mine. Age of Steam, very good track. The Pilgrimage is a kind of a, reminded me a little bit of throwback of like the song Crusader from the album Crusader. Remember the Fallen, that was, I think, the second video. Kind of, you know, definitely has some COVID-related lyrics in there, and, you know, a sign of the times. But just throughout this one, I would say, reminded me also a little bit of, where is it? If you've not heard this one, Call to Arms, a little bit of a reminder of that. So this is the 3rd album that they've worked with Andy Sneap, but it's not as, I don't, like I said before, it's not as heavy as Thunderbolt. So they kind of toned that down a bit, but you know, Saxon, I mean, I think 7 out of 10 of these tracks all start with the riff, okay? You know, they build their songs on the riff and they go from there. And Biff is a great lyricist also, but definitely check this one out. This one, I picked it up on black vinyl. Let me pull that out and show you. I've seen a couple other versions. I saw this purple glow-in-the-dark one and a green one so far. I think there's also a red one available, but I went with just the old traditional black. Logo's the same on both sides. And what else did we get in there? Here's the inner sleeve. So lyrics on one side, nice, you know, stock card. And here is the other side with just credits. And there's your band. And also they inserted this one-sided, kind of cool, I don't know, you almost could just frame this and put this in a frame. It would look really good. So Saxon, Carpe Diem. This is a Latin term. You can read it for yourself. I don't want to butcher the name, but I think it means stay heavy. No, I'm just kidding. I believe it means something to the extent of never surrender. And you know what? I hope Saxon never do surrender. You know, I can't see, some of these bands are just not going to retire. They're just going to keep doing it until they can't do it anymore. So, and that's fine with me. So one of those bands that I pick up multiple formats, and that's just the way it is. But I did pick up the CD. I'd like to bring that in my vehicle, you know, on a trip or whatever, driving around. But there's the CD version. And the booklet inside has got basically the same thing as the album, lyrics, and the band shot in the middle. Yeah, released on Silver Linings. Silver Linings does a really good job with their digipacks. And I went, and we will talk about this on Saturday on the live stream of things. Do we really need them? But I thought, you know what, I got to get this because it's too cool. I picked up the cassette version. The color on here is not as vibrant as the CD or the vinyl. You know, probably just not a good scan. And this one actually came in a resealable bag, so we can actually take a look at this. Generally, any of the cassettes that I personally pick up are all brand new cassettes. Like Nuclear Blast does a lot of cassettes, and I really don't have any intentions of opening them. But this one we can open, so we'll crack it open. There's the cassette. These are just kind of nostalgia things for me. There is the A side, the B side. So pretty cool, and not much of a J card. It just opens up like that. So again, just one of those keepsake things. And do you really need it? I guess that's up to you. So that is the new Saxon. Really enjoying the album. I strongly recommend you go check it out. I would, geez, I don't know where I would throw that. I'll do an updated ranking at some point anyways of Saxon's now 23 studio albums. Up next, I've been on a real creator kick. And it just started with that brand new single from the title track from their brand new album coming out June 3rd called Hate Uber Alles. I already have that on pre-order. I cannot wait. Overall, I was late to the creator party. I wasn't, you know, they weren't in there with the Metallicas and Megadeths or the North American Big Four with me. But once I caught on to everything creator, they are definitely my third favorite thrash band behind Overkill and Testament. Creator is definitely number 3. So I've been picking up, I picked up that box set, and I haven't shown it in a video, but it is the absolute best box set I own. It is totally well done, and totally looking forward to the Tankard box set. Also, Noise does such a good job. So anyways, sorry to sidetrack there, but I've been picking up some Creator on vinyl, and this one is actually, we'll call it a gift / trade. I got a good friend, Joe, that we, you know, set aside things for each other or look out for things for each other, send them back and forth. We don't keep track of, you know, dollars and cents. We just do it for the fun of it, and you know, whatever. But he picked up a reissue of Hordes of Chaos. This album came out in 2009. Just a fabulous album. I would rank, I did a video where I was showing newer favorite thrash albums. I put Enemy of God a little bit ahead of this, but not by much. This is a killer album. So glad to get this on vinyl, and looking to, well, I'll show you here shortly. Kind of gone a little bananas with Creator, but this one also came with a CD too. So this is a 2017 reissue from SPV Steamhammer. There's the back cover. I've already shown you. Here's the gatefold. Yeah, I have been just, yeah, and I cannot get enough of that new song, that Hate Uber Alice. I must have listened to it 30 times already. I need to lay off until that album comes out. So this one came out on red vinyl, the reissue of Hordes of Chaos. Looks like that. And the inner sleeve, band shot, lyrics, and also CD. Some record companies are still doing this. I wish they all would do that, but probably would put a dent in other sales. Or, you know what, a guy like me is probably going to buy it on CD and vinyl with certain bands anyways. So what do you do? As far as a track listing and stuff, if you've not heard this album, the lead off, the album title track, Hordes of Chaos, awesome. War Curse, and probably my favorite song on this album besides the title track is Destroy What Destroys You. And oh yeah, Demon Prince, great track too. Hordes of Chaos. And continuing on the Creator theme, I had placed an order from Nuclear Blast, the European Nuclear Blast, which is the shipping. It turns out the shipping is actually better than ordering from the North American one. Very quick shipping. I think I got one order in like less than 11 days, which is really, really good. So I picked up, this is an original pressing. This is from 2012. So this would be their 13th studio album, I guess. Phantom Antichrist, another solid album from Creator. Actually, any of the past 5, and now, you know, judging from, again, from what I've heard on that new track, I am so excited for that. But Phantom Antichrist from 2012. This is also, or this one's released on Nuclear Blast. This is when they did the shift from SPV over to Nuclear Blast. Yeah, tons of good stuff on this one. From Flood into Fire, Civilization Collapse, which they still, I think they play that one live. The Few, The Proud, The Broken, Death to the World, United in Hate. This is just another solid one from Creator. And this one came on a cool yellow vinyl. Not sure how many variants are available on this. I imagine quite a few, but this is the one I was able to get, and still at a good price. And I was actually surprised they still had it, and I thought I better get it before it's gone, since I went a little Creator mad. And well, this here is my 2017 album of the year. Not by much. I think that year second place would have went to Overkill, The Grinding Wheel, but Gods of Violence, this one I've shown before. This is my copy that I had for a couple of years at least, but I saw that there is another cover, so I don't know the whole story behind what covers from where, but I think this is the North American version of this cover. Let me know in the comments. I don't know, but I thought, you know what, I actually like this cover better, and I'm gonna get it because, again, it's the whole collecting disease, whatever you want to call it. But this one is the I don't know, we'll just call it the European version or alternate version, but this cover is absolutely killer. Everything else in here is the same, but this is Gods of Violence from 2017. So if you've not checked out this album, this is one of my very favorite newer Creator albums for sure. Like I said, it made my it was my #1 album of 2017. Gatefold, I can just show you this gatefold like that. Just, I don't know, there's just not much for weakness on here. World War Now, Satan is Real, the title track Gods of Violence, Hail to the Hordes, awesome track. Fallen Brother, there was a video for that too. And this one came on, I think it's just black vinyl. Nuclear Blast, doing what Nuclear Blast do, just great packaging, anti-static sleeves, the whole works. So there is my little bit of Creator for you to check out. Next up, I was collecting, or I had a lot of cassettes back in the day, put it that way, that never did get bought on CD, and still kind of plugging away at filling some holes. And one of those bands is kind of an underrated band that I really enjoy, and that's Lizzie Borden. I picked up Love You to Pieces, Menace to Society, the EP Give 'Em the Axe, and Visual Lies. And the other two I never did have on cassette or any format. I knew of the albums, I heard them, but so I continued with the reissues from Metal Blade, which they just do a killer job. So here's the fourth album and the last from the 80s from Lizzie Borden. This is Master of Disguise. A concept album, not as popular as their first three albums, and not as good, but I would say don't just, you know, I don't know. There's a little bit of horns in here. There's a little bit of everything, to be honest with you, but I just say don't slough it off. Give it a try. It is a really good album. Gatefold. This one's double vinyl, and as per Metal Blade, they just include, you know, everything and the kitchen sink here. So I will show you what came with this. This one came on a blackberry marble vinyl. What's that, number 73 of 250. Here's generally your standard Metal Blade anti-static sleeves. Wouldn't say this is 180, probably this is probably 140 gram, but this is what this looks like. If you can see it in the light, it's what do we say it was? Blackberry marbled vinyl. Just hard to see this time of day. But what came with that is the big poster. Metal Blade does. And I'll just fold this one out. The next one I probably won't. These, I never hang these ones up. I just keep them actually with the, so there we go, full poster. Just keep them inside for keepsake. And I believe there is a download card here too, which I don't need, and I'm gonna hold that up here right away for you guys to, some of you to check out if they'd like to hear this album. Here we go. All right. And no, as far as tracks go and stuff like that, I would just check out Sins of the Flesh. Great song for sure. Rock and Roll, Rock Over and Play Dead, Master of Disguise, the title track. Check those out. But here is the download. I'm going to hold that up. If anybody go grab that, give this a listen to. I got a couple more downloads here to give away too. But yeah, some more Lizzie Borden. So after that, so that was 1989. They did not have another album for 11 years. Came back with this one called, came back with this one in 2000 called Deal with the Devil. So this is the other latest reissue. This one and Master of Disguise. Just very cool cover. This cover is actually done, if you're familiar with the comic book guy, Todd McFarlane. I think, what is he, Spider-Man fame or whatever. But he did this cover, Deal with the Devil. This one, overall, really solid album. There's a couple things on here that couple songs I don't like. It's kind of industrial sounding. I'll name those tracks in a minute, but let's pull that out. So that is the back cover. Let There Be Blood Tonight, great track. Deal with the Devil, very cool. Loving You Is Murder. There's a couple cover songs on here. Actually, there is an Alice Cooper cover of Generation Landslide, and a Blue Oyster Cult cover of This Ain't the Summer of Love. So there's two covers on here, but there's tracks on here. We Only Come Out at Night, and I think The World Is Mine. Very kind of industrial Marilyn Manson sounding stuff, which I'm nothing against Marilyn Manson, but I'm just not a fan. But besides that, definitely still worth checking out. So full poster again of that cover. I won't fold that one out. There's actually a contract in here, Deal with the Devil, and Soul holder, soul taker, very cool. This is the contract here, if you can zoom in on that or pause it and have a look. And lyrics on this side. Just a nice touch. I'm not sure if the original, well, actually I don't even know if the original was ever released on vinyl. Let me know if it was. And but this one, beige marble, number 28. And this is pretty cool. I hope this one shows up. Well, there we go, that's better. Not much of a glare here, but yeah, single disc, Deal with the Devil. I'm still hoping that they reissue their 6th studio album called Appointment of Death. Only 7 studio albums in total to check out, and an EP and a very good live album from Lizzie Borden. But one of those underrated bands. I put them in the category of, you know, Omen, Malice. You know, I know the degree of heaviness varies or whatever. Even Lizzie Borden, on to an extent, is a bit on the shock rock side too, but definitely I would say just a little underrated and should be checked out. There are some killer albums in the Lizzie Borden discography. Visual Lies for sure, Menace to Society, 2 of my favorites. But let's get a quick drink and we'll wrap this one up with the first one here is another gift from my good friend Joe, and probably has one of the best Rush collections that I've seen. Joe doesn't do videos, but he sends me photos or emails, and he's just as picky as I am too. But I've been trying to collect the 2015 Rush reissues, and he had an extra copy of this, and he was very kind enough to send this to me. But this is Rush's 2nd album from 1975 called Fly By Night. Just a classic album. I could put this on any day. I never generally tire of Rush. And the one thing is, I don't talk, I guess, enough on my channel about Rush. And I really love this band. You know, I'm from here in Canada. I have everything they've put out on CD, trying to build that vinyl collection. And these reissues that they put out from back in 2015, they're getting harder to get. So glad to have this in the collection. First one with the Professor on drums. Rest in peace, Neil. But yeah, we'll just show you this vinyl and what comes with this one. There is a download code with this one. Oh, did I actually? Sorry, I did not show that Deal with the Devil one. So here's the Deal with the Devil one. And somebody grab that. Give Deal with the Devil a listen. Let me know if you're the one who got that and what you think of that album. But yeah, anyways, Fly By Night, Anthem, one of their all-time classics. Bydor and the Snow Dog, Beneath, Between, and Behind, Fly By Night. There's just not a weak track on this album. And for 1975, it absolutely holds up 100%. But there is some download codes with this, and I don't know if it would still be valid, but and this is going to be hard to see, but I'm going to hold this up, and if I don't know if you're having trouble, just message me or whatever and let me know if but there, I think right there is the code and where you have to go for that one. But I don't need these. I have them pretty much on whatever, multiple formats and multiple copies, whatever. But here's the nice replica of the Mercury label. Very cool. I think I probably have about 6 or 7 of these reissues. Got a couple more to go and we'll get there yet. But here is the Inner Slave. Sorry, just the insert for that. But yeah, great album by Rush. And I did pick up one more that I had a bit of a gift certificate left over from Christmas. And I picked up 1984's Grace Under Pressure. So with Rush, if you're not familiar, and if you're a fan, that's great. If you're not, just don't worry about it. But in their 40-year career, they had the ability of doing something, you know, different in almost every decade of their career. They didn't, in my opinion, they never really ever put out the exact same album. Couple familiar, like, I mean, decade to decade, they kind of changed more and more. This is kind of the, you know, the synth era, but great. And yeah, look at that shot. Definitely 1984 there for sure with those haircuts and stuff. But check out, what do we got? You might know the lead, actually it was the lead-off video back in the day called Distant Early Warning. Great track. A couple other favorites, The Enemy Within, Kid Gloves, what else? Red Sector A, killer track too. But just, I don't know, you just can't go wrong with Rush in my opinion. But, and there is lyrics on one side, that on the B side, and this vinyl, they did another great job. This is definitely 180 gram. Just the sound on here is amazing. And I dropped the, 1 second here. So there is a download code for this one too. So I don't know about if these are still valid. They're, what, 7 years old, but, and hard to see. So if you get these ones, check them out. But that is it for today. I'll have I got another little stack ready for another update, so hopefully I'll do that. I don't know, it's been a month since my last update, but I'm gonna have to do another one here in a couple of weeks and kind of get some stuff put away. Got some new albums coming out here soon. New Voivod coming out tomorrow, February 11th. Check that one out from kind of Canada's sci-fi meddlers. But anyways, that is it for today. Hope you enjoyed that. And oh yeah, definitely a reminder, come join us Saturday. I would love to see you guys there in the comments and have some fun with the boys from Contact in Blood. So I will leave that link in the description below. And until next time, stay heavy.